joining me via the phone line. But before he joins me on the call, let's just lay a foundation to the conversation, shall we? We were promised a new dawn in Eleme, and all we got was a 1.5 billion dollars, I beg your pardon, sunset. For years, we were told the Port Harcourt Refinery just needed more money and a new contractor. We spent that huge amount of money, and today the NNPC Group Chief Executive Officer is saying that it was a huge waste of resources. He says the problem isn't money. It is that the NNPC simply doesn't know how to run a refinery. Did it take them this long to notice? Did it take them this long to know? Or were we going through processes of trial and... Hello, good afternoon to you, sir. Can you hear me? Hello?
I hear you.
All right, welcome, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, I can hear you if you can hear me. Hello?
I can hear you very well.
All right, welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Okay, so you may have been, of course, you're well aware of all that has been happening in the petroleum sector, especially as yesterday in Abuja, it was said that the persistent failures of Nigeria's state-owned refineries were caused by poor operational capacity rather than lack of funding or engineering contractors. This was a claim made by the Chief Executive Officer, Bayo Julari, at the 2026 Nigerian International Energy Summit. And he said repeated attempts to fix the plant had ended up destroying value, with billions of dollars spent on financing arrangements and engineering, procurement and construction contracts, while little attention was paid to how the facilities will be run over their decades-long lifespans. Now, this is him speaking in quotes. Everyone focus on financing an EPC. The financier gets paid, the EPC contractor delivers and moves on, then you are left for the next 20, 30 years to run the refinery, and that is where we failed. Now, as the Port Harcourt Zonal chairman of PENGASSAN, Comrade George, I would like to ask a few questions. May I proceed?
Go ahead, please.
All right, now, he's saying that $1.5 billion was a waste because of operational weakness. Is he blaming members? I'm talking about some of your members, seeing that you all are petroleum and natural gas staff members, for this said failure.
Hello?
Comrade George, can you hear me?
I can hear you. You have language off a bit. I have your question. Thank you for having me. The way you are taking it is not our members. We have the union advocated for a better model to run the refinery. Over the last 15 years or less, we have been on this same issue. I will remember suggesting to management that NNPC management that the best way to run the refinery is to adopt the LNG model. The model is that you bring in IOCs or companies who have competence in refining business and who have shown capacity over the years, and then they own higher percentage of the shares, while NNPC retains like 49%, like what is done in LNG. And that is the model we have advocated for, because we also don't think it's about Nigerians, when after the LNG model is also driven by Nigerians. So we need to have the IOCs in the place to run as a business model. Government agencies don't actually put profits in front when they are running a business. So we are very sure that when you have companies who place business model in front and run it as a profitable organization, that will serve the purpose. LNG is working today. Before the Ndorama Petrochemical was owned by NNPC. It's still running today, and Nigerians are still running it. So it's not about the individuals; it's about the model. Yeah.
It's not about the individuals, it's indeed about the models. Okay, so moving on, as the leader of the senior staff in this zone, do you actually accept that there is a lack of capacity, especially among Nigerian engineers, to run the Port Harcourt refinery?
I disagree totally. I don't agree. Well, how do you want to prove that? We have so many IOCs here. We have before now. It was shared today's residence. Nigerians are the one managing it.
Okay, now let's go back to something that happened.
Is the hierarchy is Nigerian. If you have moved the refinery, I don't think we lack manpower to manage it. I don't agree with you.
Okay, then moving on. Let's move on to something that happened in 2023, specifically December 2023. PENGASSAN had affirmed that the refinery had resumed operations. Yet, there are still reports that, it became dormant again. What happened between that resumption and today? What was the first announcement? Was this just a political show, or was it indeed meant to run and serve the people in this region?
No, we have answered this in at the time the president went with the then GMD, the refinery was working. We also did explain that they have to bring taxifier from Ndorama to produce PLS. But when the new GMD Ojolari came on board, he assessed the level of production, and he said that he's not making any gain, because the refinery is designed in a way that the old one, that is the old refinery, inject into the new one for production, for the process complete. Still not for production. It didn't mean that it was not producing as when it was commissioned last year. No, but the GMD came on board and assessed the level of input and output, and felt that the company is at loss. So the way we continue to do that, let's just do a holistic overview and look at what can be done to enable them to be on a business, doing business. So, but that does not mean we're not working. And at the time that pronouncement was made, it was working.
It was working. All right, thank you very much, Comrade George. If you're just joining us, it's still Hard Facts on 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. And this time, we're looking at NNPC blaming refineries' failure on weak operations. And I'm having this discussion with the Port Harcourt Zonal chairman of PENGASSAN, Comrade George Nwoko. Now, Comrade, moving on, if money at the time wasn't the problem, but maybe the operations were, could it be that PENGASSAN did not raise the alarm sooner, that money was being poured into a system that wasn't ready to handle it?
No, we did. Before the tenants, we did advocate that the money be kept on an escrow account, where we monitored the stage, the milestone progress before they release the money. So these issues did not start today. You cannot continue to do the same thing and want a different result. So we have said it several. Let's make the place viable. Let's make it very. It's not a government has no business in business. Government will provide an environment and get the stakeholders, get the companies, get the IOCs who have capacity to run these facilities. Okay. So we did that from beginning. We should have also considered the recommendation that we use the same model that we are using today to buy into the business and then run it. So at the time the money was released, we still maintain that is not the way to go.
All right, thank you, Comrade. I will open the phone lines now because I would like to take a few comments before we go on a commercial break, and then when we come back, the conversation continues. I must sincerely apologize. The network is acting up, so what I would do is disconnect on this call and then try to reconnect with you again and see if the phone lines will be a lot better. I hope you're still listening to me. But for you, the listener, this is the question. Now that the NNPC is admitting the issue is operational weakness, not funding, do you feel cheated or do you appreciate this new honesty? 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Again, 0817-923-0002 and 017-923-0003. Nigerian phone. I am so sorry we lost that call. So let's just set up from our end and ensure that by the next time we get Comrade George back on the phone line, it will be a lot clearer. All right, Nigerian phone, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Jude.
I beg your pardon. Good evening. Good evening. Go ahead. Good evening.
My name is Jude. Jude Obani. I'm calling from Amuma.
Jude Obani, welcome.
Yeah, let me ask George, as president of PENGASSAN. George, do you blame the rot in the refinery to equipment or structure or poor management? Because
yeah.
The refinery is designed before that of. For me, that sounds like that trying to do the refineries to the modern refineries. So don't you think that it will take a whole lot of money? It may work or it may not work. If we continue to remodel the refinery to what we now have around the globe. I give an example one time. I say it's like you have a Beetle car and you now want to remodel the Beetle car to SUV. It's going to take you a whole lot of money. You just jump the Beetle and you go ahead, build a new refinery. Don't you think that way?
All right. Comrade George, did you hear anything he said?
No, not at all. I didn't hear him.
Okay, because I've been trying to disconnect the call with you so that I can get you connected. He was talking about... Sorry, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, he was talking about remodeling, if remodeling was the problem. Hello?
We have a drone refinery all over the world. The modern is not the problem. It's just that we needed to do our normal maintenance that went due. That's where the professional competence is in. More than 60 years, and they still working the same model. So, but there are routine maintenances, turnaround maintenance that need to be carried out periodically. So that is where the operational lacuna is there. It's not that the model is outdated. It's not outdated.
All right, Comrade George, we need to go on a commercial break now, and then when we come back, I'll reconnect with you and the conversation continues. Please do stay tuned.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nwoko. The network has been acting up, but I'm sure that in no distant time he would reconnect with us. We just hope that it wouldn't take long. Meanwhile, we're live on X at Nigeria Info page is our X handle, and our Facebook page remains Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Go there, watch us live, and most importantly, be a part of the conversation. And the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation: 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Once again, 0817-923-0002 and 0817-923-0003. Comrade George, welcome back. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, all right. So moving on, because of the network, let's just fast track things. The group CEO is calling for private partners to take over operations. And if I remember correctly, you had hinted on something like that earlier. Is this a move that will most likely phase out PENGASSAN members in favor of private contractors?
No, not really. There's nothing to worry about. We welcome the idea. We have also advocated for that. It does not in any way eliminate our members. In Good LNG today, we have the highest members in LNG. And all those people, that individuals, the private as they may be, they might also have had our members in the company. So there's no fear about that. We don't have any fear about the business of members, not at all.
Okay, so what is the union stand on this equity exchange?
We welcome it. It will revive the refineries and also provide job opportunities in Nigeria. So we're also looking up to transparent and a very profitable equity between NNPC and the proposedly IOCs or NOCs that will join it.
Okay, all right. So let's just go to some of the messages I have before me on WhatsApp. This one is saying, "Good evening, Mrs. Worlu. All the players in the Nigerian refineries knew from the onset that the refineries are dead, but they wouldn't let them go for a new one at least because it is and has been a way for siphoning money. Yesterday, we were shocked to know from your sister station that the president of Nigeria has in 2 years spent the sum of $34.39 billion on foreign travels. Meanwhile, Dangote built the largest refinery in Africa with $22 billion. The government is not interested in the refineries working." Pastor Smart from Port Harcourt sent that in. Comrade George, do you agree with him?
I don't agree with him. Most of these things are not straight line graph. I don't want to get into not spending money. The refineries will work. We have not discussed what will make it work. Let's allow the new GMP to run through this process and get investors to come in. And these are people that have a track record of running businesses. No, government doesn't run business in anywhere in the world. Government only provide a enabling environment. The NNPC must detach itself from being a corporation and it must run in a profitable manner. That's the only way the virus will work. Yeah.
All right. Another one here reads, "Good evening. I have always told people all along that the problem with our refineries, especially the Port Harcourt part of it, is not from the government, but from the people who are on ground at site. My observations is based on first-class experience because I have been doing turnaround maintenance all along as a technician. One thing is many of us Nigerians are all patriotic but selfish and self-centered. We only care about what enters our pockets and not about how to make our country to survive or succeed. The people running these refineries are lackadaisical and phlegmatic. They are very insensitive and I can say callous." Barry A. Johnson send that in. And then this one is directly to you, Comrade George. "Good evening, DDW. My message to George is to convey my concerns to the federal government. We have long acknowledged the fact that no one can continue doing the same thing repeatedly and still expect a different result. NNPC Limited should be privatized to phase out old practices and bring in new hands with fresh ideas so the organization can function effectively again. The Dangote Refinery is performing well today precisely because it is privately owned and efficiently managed. The government of Nigeria should seriously consider this direction as a viable path toward improved productivity and sustainability in the oil and gas sector. Calvin Iyobu Frank in Port Harcourt. Comrade George.
Yeah, I think it's in line with what we are saying. Government have no business in business. Let's allow the private companies own house to tell it out friendly. Let me repeat. All we are putting is that the investors, the company should own like 51% of the shares. Why go there 40% so that they can easily take decisions without transparency from government? I think it's in line with what we are doing.
All right, let's go back to the phone lines, and then no distant time we'll let you go. Nigerian for good evening, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yes, good evening, Denise Dennis.
Yes, good evening, go ahead.
Yes, it is not the lack of poor operational capacity. It is not about knowledge-wise. Because if you ask me, the people that are handling the management of this refinery, when you say they lack the capacity I think that is lacking is prudent management of funds. The people lack the capacity to manage the fund that is allocated for the maintenance of the refinery. So they personalize the fund that is in their coffers. They fail to prioritize